Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another Blender episode. I'm just making another quick car frame, or not car frame, a vehicle to go on the frame. Um, Basically, I've made a standard, and you're gonna use it for all the vehicles, and then just replace the frame on top of it. Basically, maybe the seats, steering wheel, those things. But we can start off by just kind of moving these things out of the way. They may not be used in the new build, or may. Looks like they're all kind of different. So if they're not on the same axis, when you go to move things, they'll kind of go their own way. So you just do that instead. Okay, and we'll get started. I have everything sized already. As you can see, we're on local. Here I've changed the scale to 0.01. And I've done the same over here in the unit scale, 0.01. And that's because I'm using Unreal. So if you're not using Unreal, you probably don't need to do that. You can go ahead and undo that if you already started. And when you're ready, we'll start making a new vehicle. Not exactly sure what I'm going to make, like always. We're just going to kind of go into it blind and just kind of figure it out as we go. But I wanted to make some new vehicles because right now in the game I'm making or helping to make, my skills aren't being utilized all the time. You see, because we need to work on one game in particular, I'm not getting a whole lot of chance to make a lot of stuff lately. So I'm just trying to keep my skill up in the meantime while I'm waiting. I think we're going to switch projects soon. I'm not really sure, but things just keep happening and we just keep on adding to the game that we've made. It's got a ton of content if you're interested in playing a game that's always changing and always evolving. Fishton, a town to remember, should be a link below if you're interested in even just showing me some support. If this somehow helps you or anything like that, we'd love to have you come play. Hear what you have to say about the game. Okay, so let's start off something like this. And something like that. It's got to be wider. We'll just get one piece done at a time. We can make a truck, maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll make a truck. It's got to be wider in general. Covers the tires. A better look overall. Kind of get a better idea what it's going to look like here. This will be a little bit wider, I'd say. Let's just round it out a bit. Like so. Alright. We got one problem right away. I shouldn't have moved this top piece because on a truck, the back windows tend to be flat and not rolled over like that. So let's just bump that back until it's just about straight. And look from the side if you're having problems making sure it's straight. Something like that. Maybe we'll grab this front one and bring it back just a little bit. Looks like that part's just a little bit long in the cab, but maybe we'll be able to use it. Let's go out of edit mode. And we'll just shrink it down a little bit this way. And we'll bump it up a little bit forward. Something like this. Looks like that lip's just a little bit too far. Somewhere about there. Alright. And we could probably get started. I guess we'll make up another pickup truck. I kind of want to make something different. I made a lot of pickup trucks. Let's make something different today. Let's try to make it like a Jeep type thing. So that's probably too big. Let's only shrink it side to side and up and down until we get about the right cab size for the Jeep that we're going to make. Let's see, that would be the upper window, so hair longer. Something like that. And then we pull this back to about there. I'm just using those pieces up there to help us kind of scale it a little bit better. You have to redesign it a few times to get it right, but let's give this a try. Come straight down like this, somewhere like that, and then we're going to want to do something like this, right? And it looks like it's too small, so let's stretch it out a little bit. And let's see if we can get it into a spot that looks pretty appropriate. Looks just a little small still. Front end looks a little long, so maybe we can compensate that by, and not have to redesign by, alright, we can do that. Should move both of them. There we go, actually. That looks pretty good, I think. Alright. Make sure the wheels are good and out to the outside. We want it to be pretty boxy shaped. Alright, that's not too bad. So maybe we'll move it up here a little bit for we're able to look on the underneath side. And we'll go into edit mode with tab and we'll push Control R. And we'll right click to let it auto center itself. And we'll click on faces, we'll click off everything, and we'll just highlight the faces on this side. And we're going to mirror them later. It's just going to make everything a little bit easier to shape it exactly the same without having to do both sides at once. And that includes some other extra things. It's just going to be easier. What do I want to do? Delete faces. All right. Okay, so we've got like half a vehicle now. Perfect. Might have to move back just a hair. We'll have to kind of do what we're going to do with it. So I guess first things first is we're going to want to kind of figure out the shape that it's going to be. So guess we're not going to want to curve too much, but we are probably going to want to curve a bit at least. I may have to do them separate, but we'll try to do them together and see what it looks like and see if we can get the right shape. We'll Control P, and that's going to mess things up, and we're going to want to add more vertices. So we'll go with 6 to 8. You can go more if you want it to be even more curved. I'm going to go 6. And I'm going to go, actually I kind of like that. Oh, I missed one though. Edit, undo. I'm going to grab that one too. Control B. All right. All right. I kind of like that, I think. Yeah, it's not too curved, and that's kind of what I was looking for. So we're going to grab that one, and we're going to try to grab the second one. Control left click, like that. And if you miss, you can just undo and try again until you get it. It's a little hard to grab sometimes. It's not a big deal, though. You're going to get it. Don't worry. All right, so that looks pretty good. Now let's Control R again. And we're going to go somewhere in here where you think the door is going to end. When you're happy with where the door is going to end, you're going to grab back here. You're going to Control left click. And we're just going to kind of straighten it out a little bit. And look at it, have a nice look at it, make sure that's exactly where you want that door. That's fine. Now, I don't think I'm going to do a second back door. I probably could fit it in, but I don't think we're going to bother today. Move that back just a hair like that. Okay. All right. So next steps next. We'll move it up a little bit. And make sure you're out of edit mode. And you'll see this is out of edit mode on the side. There's no extra tools down here. This is in edit mode. All these extra tools are here. So just push tab, make sure you're out of edit mode. And we're going to go Shift A. Make a cylinder. We're going to spin it sideways. there and there, I think. Yep. Shrink it down. Move it out. We're just going to try to match one of these tire sizes. So you can just shrink it down, move it more in the center. And we got to try to get centered on the tire as best as we can because we're going to use it to cut out the wheel well shape. The more even it is, the evener it's going to look when we cut it out. Something about there. So now we're going to go a little too big. Okay. And then we're going to squish it out a little bit. Something like that. And make sure it's covering most of the tire and sticking out a little bit out the back. And then we're going to Shift D it. And we're just going to drag it onto the other tire. And we're going to go down and have a look and try to make sure it's centered as well. And we're going to grab both of them. We're going to move it up here. Tell about the halfway point. And you should see the widest point should be the halfway point. You'll kind of see it. And if we don't get it right there, and if we go too far, it's going to leave a weird curve going the opposite way. So let's do it there. And I just clicked on the Jeep after. And then we're going to bool, do our difference, okay? Now, should basically, if you did it right, fit on your tires. And if you did it wrong, just undo it, move them where you need to, the shapes, and then redo it. You're going to get it. Just take your time and don't panic. Alright, so we've got a fairly decent Jeep already. We're going to do one more thing before we get too far. We're just going to take this and we're just going to go Shift D, okay? We're going to drag that out. And there's a reason for this. We're going to grab this, we're going to grab that, we're going to hit delete. Faces. So now we have that shape copied out here basically, okay? And the reason is that we're going to give it a little bit of thickness by hitting Alt E, and then we're going to extrude faces along normal, just like that, okay? And the reason is just going to make your door a little thicker, so when it's open, you're going to be able to see it a little better. It's going to look a little better. You can go thicker than that if you want. You can go thinner. Now that we've done it, and you have that highlighted, you could literally just stretch it to whatever shape you want, okay? I'm just going to go like that. We'll leave it that thick on this piece, just to make it look nice and decent, right? It looks good to me. So now that we've done that, we can go a little farther. One thing I don't like is the window up above is almost bigger than... Let's go back. Let's see if we can get that door back on. Because I'm going to bring the roof down before we remove it. So we're just going to take this and go delete. Oh, delete faces. And sometimes this is going to happen. You're going to change your mind or whatever's going to happen, and you're just going to have to kind of figure it out. And I should have thought about this before we shaped it, but now we're going to have to slowly, methodically grab all these edges. And it's a bit of a pain, obviously, but we'll get them all. And sorry about the time it takes, but sometimes you're going to make mistakes and you're going to have to figure out how to recover the mistakes, basically. When you're sure you've got them all on just the top half like this, we're just going to drag it down, okay? Until I get more of the look I want. I think that's more of the look we want. Maybe just a hair lower, like that, okay? So hopefully you like that. Hopefully that looks good to you. Sorry about the change of the mind after. Grab this piece, we'll grab that piece with Shift left click, and then we're going to Shift D. And we'll drag it out, grab that, we'll Shift left click to grab the second one, delete, faces. Alright. We're going to do the same thing where we extrude along the normal, so we're going to Alt E. And you can just decide how thick you want it. I'm going to go like that. Looks good to me. We're going to click that face, we're going to click this face, and we're going to hit I. And we're just going to go in a little bit, and then we're going to go to the scaler, just a little bit, shape the window like that. Okay. Then we're going to hit E, and we're going to right click. When you've right clicked, we're going to just drag these two faces in just a little bit. Why is that not working? Was it working? Oh, it is working. Okay. Something like that. And that's going to be the two sides of our window, basically. All right. So now we've got a door with a window. That's looking pretty good. What else do we need to do before we flip sides? Okay, so we could probably do this window too, but I'm kind of getting afraid that if we do too much before we do the other side, that it may cause issues with things we need to bool the shapes out of. So maybe we'll just, I might be forgetting something, but I don't think I am. Maybe we'll just flip out of edit mode, and we'll go ahead and mirror by going here, choosing mirror. Then if it's right, and you stayed along your axis the whole time, you can go ahead and apply. All right, and now that's pretty good. And let's just add a color to this just to make it a little better. It's hard to see. It's because I'm in the coloring menu from the last vehicle I made, so I don't know what color it'll be. That'll be that color, just for now. Just assign it, just for it's not so hard on the eyes. So now that's attached. What we need to do next is we'll go to edges, and we'll start grabbing these edges along the middle. And it's basically a seam where we put this car together by mirror. And we're just going to get rid of it. And try to click on the last one. As long as you only have those, go ahead and delete. And dissolve edges. And they're gone. Just like that. We've got two doors. We can start working a little more on the vehicle itself. As you can see, parts of the vehicle actually go through the floor of the car, so we're going to have to fix that up a little bit. Here's how we're going to start. We're going to grab that edge, and control, grab this edge, control, grab this edge, and then we're going to hit F. Okay? And I'm just going to use the little hand to move me around as best as I can. Now we're going to grab this edge, and we're going to grab this edge with control, and then shift grab this last one. We're going to hit F. And as you can see, it's just going to build a solid wall between where the inside of our car is and where the back side is. Now that we're done that, I'm going to go to faces. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to hit delete. Face. Okay. That way our engine portion is open, basically, and it doesn't have to deal with the issues of being blocked off in spots and blah, 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 such. Okay, so let's work on the inside. There's still transmission and stuff sticking through. So what we're going to do is we're going to get out of edit. We're going to hit Shift A, and we will go to, we're going to make a cube. All right, and we'll shrink it down, shrink it down, shrink it down, shrink it down. So we can go inside and work on it in here, okay? So what we need to do is kind of stretch it out a little bit. So we'll go like this. And we're going to have to move it back a while. Going to have to come up a while. Squish it down. All right. Let's squish it over. Right. Now, we're just going to make a piece that's basically, it's going to knock the shape out of the inside of the car so that it basically covers up that shape. And I can see that it's too big on the one end and too big on the other end. So let's work on that. So what I would do is we go into edit mode, and I hit Control R. Okay, and then I'd left click it, and drag it along somewhere to around here-ish. Okay. And then we're going to take the whole piece and we're going to move it back like that. And then we're going to grab in the edit mode again, and we're just going to go to faces. We can't do that actually. We're going to have to go to edges. And we're going to grab this one and just drag it up like this. Then we're going to grab that one and this one, and we're going to go like this and spread them apart just a little bit to make sure we miss this piece, like so. Now let's test our piece to see if it fits now. And we're going to shape it, but we need to kind of mold it first into the right shape. There we go. It looks like it's going to cover it. Let's look at the back, because we may have to put a second one in there. I don't really know. Kind of looks like that piece is going to cover it mostly on the one side, but not the other. So how can we do this? I'm going to have to kind of figure it out like we did on the other end. Let's Control R. And we'll stop there. And I know this is a little weird to do this stuff, but you're going to get better at it. It's going to get easier and stuff like that too. Okay. See if we can do this carefully. So those need to spread out like this. Looks like that one also need to spread out just a little bit. All right, so now that that is done, we got to try to shape it a little bit, and this is going to be a little trickier. I'm going to have to make sure that all edges that need to be rounded are highlighted. So I don't think this edge up here wants to be rounded, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think we're going to have to do the back side of that one. Just going to grab that one, and we're going to Control B. Just try to watch for anything starting to poke out or anything broken. Didn't look like anything was gone wrong. I think I just kind of panicked. Okay, you see it start to poke out, so we don't want to go that far, so we'll stop there. All right. And you're probably thinking, well, that still doesn't really solve the problem, Lord Fish, because it's still not through the floor. Okay, we got to be careful with this one. I'm just going to make it just a hair bigger. And then we're going to try our best to level with the floor, but still stick out the bottom. Like that. Okay, so it might just be a slight edge there, but it's going to be all right. So go like that, and we'll go Object, Bool, Difference. Okay, so now that's a shape out of the floor now, as you can see. Oh. Did we just erase the transmission? Yeah, I had it highlighted, my bad. So just this, then that, Object, Bool, Difference. Luckily they have that system where you can go back if you make a mistake, like erasing your transmission. All right, and still the same shape in the floor. We just need to do one in the back now. And then we can start working a little more detailed on this vehicle. We're probably going to break this up, so I'm probably going to end in a couple minutes, but we'll come back and finish the vehicle off next time. But I think I'm going to use this for a project, so hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and hopefully you can use it too. And if not, I'm really sorry. Oh, what the heck's going on? My intention's always to help, but I can't always understand exactly what you guys want, especially if you don't tell me. It's important to learn to express yourselves, my friends. You can't ever expect anybody to understand anything if you don't explain it to them, right? All right, so let's move this up. something like that, because we got to be sticking through the bottom, as you know. And then we will try to shape it a little better. Got to try to center this piece as much as we can. And we'll shrink it to help us know when we have centered it pretty well. We'll do something like this. And then we'll go this way, just where it sticks through on each side. And now we'll try to shape it. I guess it'll just be these two. And we'll Control B. And just make sure you don't run yourself over by going too far with it. We'll get out of there. And we'll click on just that piece, just the vehicle, object, bool, difference. And there you go. We have our frame, and then we have the shape of the pieces that run underneath all cut out. So that way they're not coming through the floor of our car. And it looks pretty neat, I'd say. Hopefully you agree. So come back next time and we'll start going. Maybe we'll make our own seats just to make it funner for you guys. If you want me to make steering wheel, dashboard, let me know what you want. Otherwise, I'll just reuse parts if you just want to see the body made and you want to make your own. If I get no comments, that's what I'll probably do. And so next time we'll do windows, we'll do the grille, we'll do headlights, we'll do taillights, we'll do bumpers, and we should be done the vehicle after that. I hope you guys have enjoyed watching today, and yeah, make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe if you have, and we'll be back next time with some more fun. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.